Hello everyone, welcome to Sadiq's Rabbitry. My name is Sadiq, a young and passionate rabbit farmer here in Ghana. Yes, the name still remains as Sadiq's Rabbitry. It will soon change, but you know, that's just the vibe. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips you should know before breeding your rabbits. Now, this will go for intermediate rabbit farmers and the beginners, even with the advanced farmers as well. So if you are an intermediate rabbit farmer, you might be doing some things wrong, which might cause you not to have full control of your breeding cycle, or let's say your record of the farm, right? If you're a beginner too, you might want to learn some tips before breeding your animals, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this same video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash the like button if you really enjoyed watching the video. Before I continue with today's video, I want to make some reference to the videos I made in the past, right? The two videos I made, which was the first one, how to make antibiotic and dewormer for your animals, which most of you guys were asking, would you add the solution to the water for the animals, or would you add some supplements to this medication before giving it to your animals? And with that, I would say once you extract the liquid from the pawpaw leaf and the bitter leaf, you measure at least 0.5 ml per watering bowl. Now, as you can see, with my watering bowl is different from what other farmers use. So if this the type of watering bowl you use, then you can use 0.5 ml for it, right? So yeah, that was the question people were asking, and also with how you can make your rabbit gain weight faster. I think that's with the antibiotics the same way. Some people were asking, how frequent should you give the medication to your animals? And the answer is, with the pawpaw leaf, you do know that it's a dewormer, so it doesn't necessarily mean that you would be giving it to your animals every single time, right? So once you make the solution, you will just use it on your farm, like the whole farm. You give it to them for like one time in a month, and then the following month you do the same. But with the bitter leaf, you know, with that it's an antibiotic, so you can choose to be giving it to them twice a month, right? Twice a month will be very good. Obviously, that's not the reason for today's video, so I wouldn't want to talk much about it. So let's just get right into today's video. I've been learning new things on YouTube, so I've been trying to make this channel very easy for you guys, and by so doing, I will be able to arrange each and every videos in a playlist form, right? So that once you get to the page, you just get onto the playlist tab, and then everything will be lined up for you very easily. You don't have to search for a video before you'll be able to watch it. So for instance, rabbit farming will be a title for one playlist, right? So when you click on that playlist, you will get everything about starting up a rabbit farm, how you can set up the farm, things you should know, diseases you should know, some treatment you should learn before even starting up the farm, and how you can make your feed once you start the farm. So everything will be summed up to one playlist, which will make it very easy for you. So with this video I'm making, it could be the first video of a new playlist, right, which would be breeding of rabbits, right? So once you click on that playlist, you will get everything about breeding rabbits. So in my subsequent videos, I'll be doing videos relating to breeding, right? So if you are new to the channel, do well to subscribe, so that once I upload each and every of that videos, you'll be able to learn from it. Now, as a new breeder, there are some things you need to understand about rabbits. Okay, it's very important. The first one is rabbits are different species, right? Now, you might want to start up a rabbit farm because you had a friend who once ventured into rabbit farming, or you've been watching videos on YouTube just like this, and you've been passionate to be able to start up your own farm. You should know that rabbits are different from other animals, right? Someone might tell you that if you want to breed a rabbit, you will leave the female rabbit in a male's cage for more than 24 hours, right? Which is a myth. That's not true. It does work for some people and it doesn't work for others, right? Especially if you're a beginner, you wouldn't want to try doing that, right? So with this influence, you might say that, oh, so this is how we breed rabbits, and that's the only way we breed the rabbit. So once you want to breed, you just take the female to the male's cage and then you just leave it there for like 24 hours to 48 hours, which is not advisable, right? The reason why you need to understand this is that your male rabbits get exhausted easily, right? So with breeding female rabbits, it usually takes an hour or 30 minutes to service a female rabbit. So if you leave the female rabbit in the male's cage for a very long time, the male can just start to fight with the female and then just hurt her, or the female can hurt the male. Secondly, they require much attention during pregnancy. Now this is underestimated because they know that once a rabbit is pregnant, you will just take it to its cage and then that's it. But let me tell you, once they get pregnant, that's when they need much of your attention, guys, because just as any other livestock, you think that once you breed it, you just leave it in the pen and then just feeding it. But with rabbits, you will make sure that you manage the way you feed it. Unlike the other rabbits, you will feed it differently than that, and then there are some things you should not do when the rabbit is pregnant. The first one is you do not medicate rabbit when it's pregnant. Now most of you guys have very thick scalp, so you tend to just don't mind this issue, right? Which is, do not medicate your rabbit when it's pregnant. It's very important because you might end up losing your animals. And the funny thing is, once some farmers breed the animal, when it gets to 2 weeks, they palpate, they don't feel anything, they check the weight and then compare it to the previous one before breeding. Still there's no much difference, and then they'll be asking questions like, why is my rabbit not getting pregnant? Is my male not working well, or is my female not that productive? Then they will start to be asking themselves some questions, right? Which in turns, it's your own fault, right? So do not medicate your animals when they are pregnant. Now I have given you some tips. If you are a new rabbit breeder, some tips you should know. Now let us look at some things you should know if you are an intermediate rabbit farmer or an advanced farmer. Okay, now things always change, so you have to change as well. Now, not the way you understand it, right, but in terms of you breeding different breeds to bring in new offsprings or new species of rabbit, right? As a rabbit farmer, you would always learn, right? Continuous learning here and there, experimenting things out on your farm. What works for you cannot work for another, or might not work for another, so you must continuously be learning about them, experimenting one or two things together, right? So when I talk about things change, you should change, then it means that if you are breeding, let's say local rabbits, as time goes on, you will learn much more of the local rabbits, but you wouldn't want to stay there for long, right? You must divert to other breeds like the hybrid or the crossbreeds, right? So it's just like you moving from one level to another, experimenting things and learning new things as you move on. If you are not learning things, then you are very much behind, because what other farmers are doing, you might not be doing it. And so once their farm is improving, yours is not, then you might think that, oh, the market is not good, my production breeds are not good, and all of that. So always make sure you learn new things. So be breeding other rabbits with different breeds, okay? New Zealand with Californian, New Zealand with New Zealand Red, New Zealand with Chinchilla, to bring in more, new species in the world. The next important thing I want you to do is what I call the health check. Now, this generally means that you check the overall health of your animal before breeding it. Now, this is most important when it comes to female rabbits. The reason why I said it's important with the female rabbits is that they are the ones who are going to go through the gestation period for up to 28 days or 35 days. So it's important that they are in good health so that they can keep up with the babies, right? So what I want you to do in terms of health check is that, First of all, you get your rabbit, you get your female rabbit just like this, and then you check the ears, right, both in and out of the ears. You check it thoroughly, make sure you don't see some scrubbies in the ears, right? If you see any forms of scrubbies, then it means that the rabbit is suffering from ear mites. Then you need to treat it before breeding. Okay, so once you check the ear, you will now check the nose of the rabbit as well, right? You check if there's no hard crust on the nose. Now we don't have any sort of that on the nose for now, so it means that this rabbit is in good health, but we are not done yet, right? The next thing is we are going to check the feet of the rabbit, right? So checking the feet of the rabbit, we want to make sure that there are no burrs on the legs, there are no sore hocks on the legs. Then we can proceed to breeding. Most of the times with the front legs, we do not have sore hocks over there, right? What mostly occurs over here is the burrs, the white ones that has liquid inside, right? That's the most common one we see on the front legs. But with the hind legs, that's where we can find the sore hocks. Okay, so I'll check the hind legs, and by doing so, I've noticed something here. Okay, this rabbit has sore hocks. Okay, she's suffering from sore hocks right here. So as you can see, the hind legs under there. So let's say if I wasn't checking them before breeding, I would have crossed this rabbit without knowing that she is suffering from a disease, right? Which in terms she might die during the gestation period, because as she is pregnant, her weight will become more and more, and the pressure on the hind legs will also increase, which can lead to her paralyzed or loss of appetite. So it's very, very important checking up your rabbits before breeding them. One thing I have also noticed with this rabbit is that the nails are very, very long. I've been used to cutting their nails, but what I use, the nail cutter I use, I couldn't find it, so I had to get a new one for them, right? So I have to trim down the nails before breeding. Someone might ask, why should I trim down the nails of a female rabbit before breeding, right? You know that when you take the female rabbit to the male side, sometimes she is not interested in the male yet, so she might end up fighting with the male. Okay, and the most common weapon on her which she can use will be her nails. So obviously I have to just take it off, and with the males too, I'll do the same for them. Another way you can use, if you don't want to go through this process of health check, is by medicating your animals a week before breeding. Okay, now this also has been working very, very well, right? You medicate the animals a week before breeding. Now with your medication, it could be ivermectin, it could be multivitamin, it could be antibiotic. Whichever you want to use, it's definitely fine, because one, the reason you doing that is you want to prepare them for breeding, and also you want to fight any disease that has been disturbing them before breeding. So whichever way you do it will be beneficial to you as the farmer. Now the best part of this video is that I'm going to be giving you guys some techniques you can use in order for your rabbits to give birth to healthy kids. Okay, now this can be done in two ways, very, very easy. The first one is by medicating a week before breeding with specific drugs or specific treatment. Now I said it earlier, but for now I'm going to be giving you the specific ingredients you should use as your medication a week before breeding. Now you know that for a rabbit to give birth to healthy kids, it depends on several factors: the health of the rabbit, the genetics, and also the production rate of the breed. Okay, so if you have a good breed with good health, then you can use either multivitamin or antibiotic to help boost the immunity of your rabbit and also increase the chance of your rabbits giving birth to healthy kids. By so doing, you'll be able to produce good kids at the end of each month and sell them to make your profit. that's what I have for you guys for today, and I hope you've really learned something from this video. I really thank you guys for supporting this channel for a very long time, and I hope you've been able to share with your friends to learn as well. So I would catch you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe. Peace.